Hey guys, I have owned the Bonafide P127 for a full season and I want to give you my honest thoughts on it, pros and cons. Keep in mind, zero affiliation with Bonafide. Never spoke to them. So you're gonna get the real deal here. So starting in the front, I would never actually put a bow mounted motor on this bad boy. So actually I just drilled a hole in it and this is where I run a lot of my videos. So it works nice. I don't like anything in the front of my kayak because it gets in the way of my casting. So I love the big hatch here, which is really nice. Holds all my batteries, which I run my Garmin UHD 92 SV. And the cool thing about this is you can open it from the front or the back. So really nice. These things, kind of a con, to be honest with you. These rod holders here are essentially worthless. I never really use them. They're kind of cool for aesthetics, but that's about it. Now, this guy here, the pedal drive. And this is the reason I love Native so much. This is the reason why I love Bonafide so much, is because of this pedal drive. It's been in existence for about a decade. And because of that, they've really dialed it in. Also, you get instant reverse, which I really like. A lot of times I'll catch that big bass and I want to start backing up as soon as possible because a lot of them will just come straight from my kayak and break me off at the kayak. So this thing is a beast. I've done a series of videos on it that walk you through how to take it apart, how to maintain it. It's actually really simple. So if you like working with your hands and you got tools, this is really going to be the system for you. Ultimately, it's a beefy kayak. I own a Native Slayer Propel 10 as well. And I can just tell that's just a little thinner in plastic. And so for lake kayak fishing, I love how thick this kayak is. It has all the rail mounts in all the right places. Like you see, I'm running my Garmin off the front, runs the battery right into the hatch, makes it really easy. I run I think I have it back here. Yak Attack Omega Pro rod holder here anytime I want to. Sometimes I'll go trolling just for fun. So that just stays on the rails there. Really nice, comfortable seat, which I'm a big fan of. I know some people have problems with the seat. I do not. And this is really neat. So these levers here, this is gonna go the reverse for my motor here in just a moment. This is gonna be what lowers, I can simply drop my motor from here, or I can lift my motor. So a lot of times, just by pulling this lever right here, you get up and down. So I can lock it in place by putting it right next to my seat risers, which makes it a really easy, if I'm getting into some really shallow water, that motor is awesome. So let's talk about the motor really fast. So this is an Nk180, and I did a full install on this. So if you're interested in that install, I'll throw the link in the description below. But this thing will run this kayak at 4.5 miles an hour. So kind of cruising in the kayak world. There are faster motors, but this thing, I think total might be $1,000. I run it to the battery that goes into my kayak crate. Now, one of the cons that I really don't love about this kayak is the switchblade, this guy down here. So when I drop this, and you do it by pulling this lever right up here, this is how you drop the rudder. Now, it will drop down here. Now I can move this up and down, and it's fine when it's outside of the water. The problem is, if I'm in the water and I haven't dropped the rudder, it takes like 20 minutes for that thing to fall down. So the springs in it really aren't that great. And unless you put some type of weight on that rudder to help you drop it down, it's kind of a bummer. So what I do is actually, you just have to remember before you get into the water to drop that rudder, and then you'll be good to go. One of the pros of this kayak is that it tracks really well, right? It's a P127, so it's 12 feet 7 inches long. And because it's so long, it's going to track really well in the water, so you're going to be able to go in a straight line very easily, which is nice. When I hop and throw my motor on there, I really don't have to pay attention to the rudder control because it tracks in a straight line, and that's nice. However, when you get really great tracking, you are not going to get really great maneuverability, right? So this thing, it doesn't turn extremely well, but that's all right. I got a pedal drive. I just do like a 2 or 3 point turn, or I break out my paddle and just spin myself around if I need to. But I love this setup for kayak fishing in lakes specifically, and I'll get to that in just a moment. All right, another con here, in my opinion, is that when you look underneath here, and the way this is designed underneath the seat here, usually I love putting like some type of DeWalt kind of pull-out drawer, which I've had in my other kayaks. However, because of the design of this kayak, one won't fit under the seat. So what I had to do is put seat risers. So I worked with my man over at 3dyak.com, got the seat up, and actually ended up just doing a DIY. So I got a video of this as well if you have the P127 and want an under the seat drawer, because they don't offer them. They have some type of bag thing, which I don't personally like. So I created one of these. So although a con, you can make it a pro simply by creating one of those bad boys. All right, another con to this kayak is I weigh 185 pounds and it's perfect for how much I weigh. However, if you weigh more than that, water is gonna come up through your scuppers. So I believe they lowered the deck for some reason. And so if you're a big guy, this might not be the kayak for you. Because you're gonna have water coming up through your scupper holes. And as you can see, I got it weighted down a lot. I got my kayak battery, I got a lot of things back here, but a lot of the pro is just the rigability of this bad boy. So if you come back here, it fits nicely. My catchboard holder, which is really just a paddle holder kind of mod. I got 6 rods back here, holds it nicely. I got my flip top kayak crate, which if you want to make one of these, I'll throw the link in the description below. I love having my leverage net right out to my right. Because things happen so fast with their fishing, it's nice just to know where it is every single time. I reach behind me, grab it, scoop up fish. And having this rod holder built in is at the perfect angle. So I just stick it right there and I just turn around and grab it, flip this bad boy, and I'm in business. So love how that's set up. This is kind of a unique, these quick draws are made for your fishing poles. I use it for my paddle to get it out of my way. If you look down here, I kind of just attach it in there. I put a Yak Attack cup holder so this sits on, and really just makes it really easy to grab it really fast if I need to. So a couple more pros, a lot of room behind the seat, actually just enough room behind the seat to get my battery, to get everything else I kind of need to take with me along the way. Now, when it comes to paddling, I'll be completely honest with you, with a motor and a pedal drive, I don't paddle that much. However, I have paddled it before, and it has what you would imagine for a 13-foot kayak when it comes to paddling. So it does fairly well, but in my opinion, you don't buy this kayak to paddle, so it's really a moot point. Another big pro is I love to stand and fish in this bad boy, making it a very stable kayak in my opinion. It's got a nice pontoon style hull, but as you and I both know, stability has a lot to do with your balance. So if you don't have really great balance, doesn't matter what kayak you're in, it's not gonna be stable for you. But this one, however, excellent for me. I got really great balance, however, so we'll see what that looks like in another 10-15 years. So all in all, a really great fishing kayak for lakes. So that's how I primarily utilize this thing. I get in the kayak, I drop my motor down, I motor to the place in the lake that would take me typically a lot longer if I just had the pedal drive. I pull up the motor and I start pedaling around to all the spots I want to fish. So if that's the type of fishing that you do often, the Bonafide P127, I believe, would be a really great kayak for you. It's so great, in fact, that I'm keeping it for a second season when I typically would rotate through a fishing kayak. So a few cons, however, not enough cons for me to not recommend it to you if that is your type of fishing. So there you have it, guys. My honest opinions after a full year of owning the Bonafide P127. Hopefully that was helpful. Now, if you're interested in any of those videos, I'll have them in links below. And if you're interested in putting a Nk180 motor, I got the install, and you can check that out right there. Thanks for watching. See ya.